Welcome back. In this business finance lecture, we'll go over study problem 8-16 in page 272 from the 8th edition of our textbook. Here's a view of the problem. Let's highlight some key givens in the problem. We are told that dividends for the previous year were $1.32. The company's dividends are expected to grow at an 8% annual rate for a foreseeable future. In the first part of the problem, given a certain market price, what is the expected rate of return of the investor? So let's start with this part of the problem. So for part A, the expected rate of return formula, as you would recall, was that dividends, but in the following year, divided by market price plus the growth rate. Well, dividends in the following year can be represented in terms of dividends in the previous year times 1 plus growth rate divided by price plus the growth rate again. Plugging in the figures given in the problem, we know that dividends in the previous year was $1.32. 1 plus the growth rate is expected to be 8%, and the price is also mentioned as $23.50. Plus, we need to make sure not to forget to add back the growth rate figure at the end, and executing these operations and performing the result, we come across this value of 14.07%. In part B, we are given the rate of return, required rate of return this time, and now the question is about valuing the common stock. So in this part, we will use our valuation formula for the value of the common stock is equal to actually again dividend in the following year divided by required rate of return minus the growth rate. Like we did in the previous part, we can represent D1 in terms of the dividends payments in the following year in terms of the dividend payment in the previous year. All we need to do in that case will be to multiply it by the overall growth and divide everything again by RRR, required rate of return, minus G. The rest is just pretty much plugging the numbers in and doing the operations properly. $1.32 is the dividends in the previous year. 1 plus the growth rate is 8% again, divided by, we are given that the required rate of return is 10.5%. In decimal form, that would be its equivalent, and again the growth rate here is 8%. So as I said earlier, just doing these operations properly, these algebraic operations, we should get $57.02 as the valuation of this common stock for our investor. In the last part of the problem, should we make a decision to buy this stock? Again, as we did earlier, we can just do that decision either based on the expected rate of return, required rate of return comparison, or based on a value versus price comparison. But regardless of which method you use, the answer will not change. In this example, we would invest in this stock. So we would say yes, invest, because, well, you can realize that the expected rate of return of 14% is definitely greater than the required rate of return of 10.5%. So that might be one reasoning behind your investment decision. An alternative way would be to compare the market price with your own valuation, and again in this comparison methodology as well, we realize that valuation currently exceeds the low market price of $23 $2.50. So it does not matter which method you use, your answer would not change, and you would definitely decide on investing in this common stock. So that completes our solution. I hope you enjoyed this lecture and hope to see you in our next video.